Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
I like your hat, Mike.
Thank you. Ava made it.
I love it.
I feel
So
like you
fun.
really took it to the next level.
Really
Listen,
did.
I told her, I said I need your balloon hat because I wear a different hat every episode.
How do you think it'll work on race day? What do you think? Can
I
you like
don't
weave gels between each twist?
that would be really cool. I don't want to touch it anymore because I feel like part of it is like deflated. These are from like Tuesday. Disclaimer.
Oh,
So it's like they're on their way out.
It's been like a decade since I've made a balloon hat.
I know, right?
like
Hi,
it. What's going
friends.
on, guys? How's everyone doing?
Good.
I'm here. I'm
Tired.
I
here.
feel like we're all dead today.
We're here for episode 9 of the DNS Runners, the definitely not stressed runners. Episode 9 means week 9.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, sorry. You said week nine. I was like, there are not 9 weeks until the Chicago
No,
Marathon.
no, we are on week 9 of training.
You panicked me for a minute. You
We're 12 weeks to go. We're almost at that little equilibrium.
Oh man.
Oh
Which
my
I,
God, ew.
Yeah, yep. I agree with that.
Ew.
so how are we today?
Uh, Good. I was just telling
Oh,
Katie it's a miracle that I'm awake because my alarm didn't go off that I set for 8:45.
Eh,
Yeah, I have a neighbor. You'll probably hear it at some point. They could be done if we're lucky. Doing fireworks every 60 to 90 seconds right now.
did
Um,
you see that meme that was like my
These kids'
neighbor?
fireworks this year, they're way
I
different than everyone else's.
No, the one that was like my neighbor who set off fireworks on the 4th of July would like to wish you a happy like 8th of
24th of
July, like
July.
about how they just keep coming. Just don't give it up.
Chris is really excited.
Yeah, we've had that too, actually. I think it's so weird. Like, get over it.
It hasn't been really, I mean, I don't even hear them like over here from your house, Cal.
It's not like a full show or anything. It's like they're setting off like one and
Oh,
then they wait a minute and a half and then they do it again. So it's like really the best bet to try to wake up the baby.
yeah, I think that's
I
the
would go
goal.
out there. I would go out there. I remember when Bryce's first 4th of July, we had neighbors on our block in our old neighborhood that I'm not even kidding, put on a show that was like 3.5 hours long,
Like
nonstop. And Darren was like, Katie, you are an unhinged crazy bitch. I went out there. I was like, can you please stop? Like, I need my baby to sleep through the night. Enough.
Yeah, I was almost ready to
Yeah.
do that on the 4th of July because the neighbors that are like closest to his bedroom windows were like they just put on a long freaking show and stupid me didn't think to turn like the sound machine all the way up. So he was woken up and I could not get him back down. Eventually I was like, well, we're gonna go watch fireworks for 30 minutes from the front door.
Yeah. So annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just shouldn't be allowed. Okay. They just shouldn't be allowed.
It's almost like they're illegal or something.
I know. The hell? All right. So when did we talk last and what are we up to?
Okay, so I guess it was Thursday last week.
Yes.
So I would say what was everybody's long run last weekend?
Oh, okay.
Ah,
So my
Oh, guys, my cat just pooped in here and it smells so bad.
oh no. What
I'm
kind
I
of
thought you
day
said
are you
Mike's cat just
having?
pooped, and I went, what?
full of senses.
And
Kelly is currently
emotions.
under attack.
I'm just falling apart. All of the senses, the sound, the cat, the.
No thanks. Um, so last week, my last long run was 8. It was 8 last weekend for me.
Okay.
Um, and we were driving Saturday morning to DC to meet with Ava and her family because we were picking her up.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
said, well, I
You have to
probably
tell
shouldn't.
me who Ava is. You've mentioned her twice.
Oh, sorry, Ava's my stepdaughter.
Mhm.
She's currently visiting for 2 weeks. Um, so we went to go meet her and her family to pick her up in Washington, D.C., which is the halfway point. She lives in North Carolina. And I figured it probably wasn't in my best interest to do a run in the morning and then sit in the car for 5 hours, I
Yeah.
think I might have died
Oh,
doing it. So I did get home from work on Friday and proceeded to run 8 miles.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah,
and
commitment.
the
that was
day
like,
after we speed trained.
yes. And that was like the day after you did like a run and then went to like hot Pilates.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I
Yep. I
forgot
did
you
speed
did.
training with Kelly in the morning. Thursday I died hot. And then oh no, that was Tuesday I did that. It was all the same week. It was all the same torturous week.
No, we
We met up Thursday. Did
I thought last week maybe you're I don't know. I'm like trying
I,
to yeah.
No, last
I
week we
just
met up
want you
Tuesday.
guys to know that
We
right
met up
now
Tuesday last week.
I feel so good about how confused Kelly is because has now entered the part of motherhood I've been stuck in for like 8 years.
I mean I did just nap for 2 hours at 7 p.m. So
Yeah.
Literally,
I
like,
woke up for this.
you really did. I mean, that's huge.
You
No,
know,
we
like,
met Tuesday. It was the previous week. We met Thursday.
okay, there you go. You're right.
Tuesday we met,
Oh, okay.
and that's when I did a hot Pilates that afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And then Thursday I think I just did regular run. Thursday was just get out there and run. And then Friday I did my 8 miles on the treadmill after work because it was like 94 degrees at
It's so
3 p.m.
Was
So
it?
it was disgust. I don't know. I don't know the exact number, but it felt like Satan's ass. So I was not
Oh, yeah. It was
I was not
really
running
hot
outside.
out. It was very hot that day. It
Yeah.
felt like it was like over 100 that day.
Like that whole weekend was disgusting.
yeah, because I finished
It
my
really
run
was.
on Sunday and my Garmin told me I'd need 4 days to recover. And it was not like that insane of a speed or anything. It was just hot and humid.
hmm
Okay.
So that's where I left off for my long run anyway.
What was your mileage last weekend, Katie?
I had 12 last weekend
Okay.
and I did them in the pouring rain and it was so much fun. If I could run every day in the rain, I would be happy. I love running in the rain. There's nothing, it's so refreshing. You feel like you're like 4 years old. I love it. It actually stopped raining when we got to mile like 7, I think, or 8, and I was like pissed because then I was just wet,
Yeah.
like I was just like wet and like my
Yeah,
ass had a
rain
puddle
is
in
so
it, and I was like,
annoying.
this is uncomfortable,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
But I thought it was fun. We had like a good group, like a lot of land shark met at Bethpage at 7:30 and Ken set up for a bunch of us to meet at 7. So we kind of like met up together and like a big bunch of us ran together. So it was pretty fun.
I have had a little bit of FOMO lately seeing your group runs, but I'm just so slow right now that I'm like, I would wind up running by myself anyway.
No, I mean, I'm
She
someone
said she's
today,
slow. I'm gonna fight her.
someone, I'm not gonna say I'm slow. Someone today was like, it's really like great of you that you come and run with these guys, like making it like how bold of you to think you can do this. And I was like, yeah, I'm generally behind them at some point. So
I just think back to 2021. Was it that we ran together? That was the year we did the New York City Marathon, right? Because you had just had Carolina that year.
yeah, me and you and Nicole ran
Yeah,
like a
every single weekend
lot.
pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was fun.
No, it was a great summer.
And I've missed you since,
Yes, agreed. I've only gotten slower from there.
No, stop. We're gonna, Kelly, you'll be back at it. You literally just had a baby. Give
I
yourself
know, I know, I know.
moment.
It's just like everything's very different, you know?
It's so different. And I know that I'm like, you guys consider me like fast and like Flojo over here, but like even for me, it's different. I don't feel the same running. I haven't felt the same in 3 years.
That makes sense. And you do put in all of the freaking work too. Like every
Mhm.
ounce of speed you have, you fucking have earned
Oh
just
yeah,
into
Oh,
years.
thank you. Thank you. I love speed work. It's so awful and so fun.
But even with your strength training, I feel like in the last year, you've so much committed and showed up to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really
It's
have.
so motivating. It's just the daily stories of
Oh,
the strength training.
100%.
I kind of came to realize like after having Carolina, like with a two two C-sections in, like my body was just like mangled.
Uh,
And like at this point, the strength training is to like prevent like my uterus from falling out, you know?
you ever think about how they used to legitimately believe women could not
Look, I
Her
have
have the
shirt, how
shirt
good's on
on.
her shirt?
Oh, wait, I'm not wearing glasses, so I actually can't see you.
It's the Sarah Marie shirt.
Oh,
Do
no.
something that would make a 1960s man think your uterus would fall out.
Yes, that's beautiful.
It's so funny too because Carolina was looking at it before and no, Bryce was looking at it. He's like, look, it's you, it's John, and it's Ken.
Oh my gosh,
I was
that's
like, yeah, they don't generally try to pull me off the course, but sure.
just, when you're in Bethpage, like, Katie, stop running with us.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Be
Yeah,
careful.
so
It's
that
gonna
was
fall
my
out. I
long
see
run.
it. I see it falling.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So how did everyone do like with running up until this point from there?
So I did my long run on Sunday last weekend because I did not want to bother with the rain on Saturday because uh, I wasn't up or basically my weekend plan for long runs is typically like if I can get up early Saturday, I will do it. But if sleep is really crap Friday night, I will put it off until Sunday. And
Hmm.
it was a crappy night Friday, so I was like, okay, it's Sunday. Um,
Hmm.
and I went out pretty early. I think I was out before 6 a.m., like just before then, and I still freaking melted. Like
Hmm.
Mhm.
I wound up, my parents' house is like 2.5 miles from my house, so most of the time I've just been running near my house. Sometimes I'll run to the park from my house, so it's like an out and back. And
Yeah.
last weekend we had said, when the baby woke Dennis up, Dennis would plan to go to the grocery store and he would just like drop the baby with my parents. That way he didn't have to like go by himself with the baby. And just we had a tight schedule last weekend, so that was like gonna be the plan. And by the time like the baby woke up and then got him dressed and fed and all of that, I only had like 3 miles left. But I had actually run to my parents' house and was running around their neighborhood, which was a nice just change of pace. And my aunt and
Mhm.
uncle live right by my parents, and I was texting them like, I might just end my run jumping into your pool. So don't be surprised
Yeah.
if you see me there. Like it was that hot.
Yeah. Yep. I've been doing a lot of like face planting into the pool after a run.
Yeah, but I was trying.
For real, this shit is for the birds. Like this is rough.
It's been gross.
I think it's supposed to be cooler this week.
Yeah, I mean today was it's definitely been cooler this weekend than it was last week for sure.
Mhm.
It is, but
In
like even
general.
this morning, like somebody that I was running with was like, "Oh, it's 80 degrees and not that." No, they were like, "Oh, the temperature dropped and it's not that humid. This is beautiful." And I like looked at him and I was like, "Where have you been running? Because this is not. This is awful.
Oh man.
It's
Yeah.
still hot either way."
Yeah, for sure. Um, my brain is processing. I had a thought and it's gone. I don't know what it was. Oh well. Um, but yeah, so that was last weekend. After that, my hip had definitely been tight after that run, so I did way more mobility than I normally do this week.
Hmm.
Okay.
I learned that in Peloton, there's a section under, I think it was under, I forget if it's under stretching or yoga, but one of the two has like a mobility subsection.
Stretching.
And I didn't know
Stretching
it
does.
existed. And it was so good. Like,
Yeah.
I think I did 4 classes from it this week that were just
Yep.
like, this is so easy to like. I prefer this over a stretch where it's static when it's like a specific issue because it's a little bit of
Hmm.
strength when you're doing the mobility with it, you know?
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
did a lot
great.
of that this week.
I think I'm gonna do a
Yeah,
lot
they
of that
have
this week.
really good mobility stretches in there, like
Yeah.
really good. And when you do those, like I find that if you have to do like a 20-minute stretch by like minute 13, you're like, this needs to end.
Yes,
If you're
exactly.
doing if you're doing like a mobility, you feel like you're getting a good workout.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like it definitely feels like you're hitting more things, and I really enjoyed that. So that was good.
Yeah, that's good. And how
I'm
was
probably gonna hit
running?
some of that this week.
Um,
Not necessarily sore anywhere, but I feel like I just to do it because I don't do mobility.
Yeah.
Like I
preventative
stretch,
maintenance.
I stretch, I stretch, I stretch. But I don't necessarily work on mobility when I'm not actively stretching, you know?
Yeah.
I've
So
Yeah.
yeah, I've always had issues with my hip flexors in general. Like as long as I've been marathon training, I remember when I ran my second marathon, literally sitting in like one of those anti-gravity chairs for the rest of the day because it was the only
Yeah.
like sitting position that I could sit in after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like us females have a lot of hip flexor issues.
Yeah. And I'm always very glad that I have a standing desk at work when my mileage starts to go up because I can't sit for a full day without it being like, this is freaking painful.
Hmm.
So, oh, what about you guys? How was your week of training? Tuesday morning, Mike
uh,
and I met at the track.
I was like we met at the track.
Yeah,
Was that this week?
that was this week.
Oh my God, what is this week? What? Why
This
was
was
it so long?
The 10-year week.
when I tell
Holy
you to
shit.
compound on that, my dryer broke.
Yes, I saw how you posted it on Facebook, so I guess you
No.
really gave up on it.
Because I so it busted in February and I fixed it. It was just the wheels that were busted. So I fixed it. It was great.
Mhm.
Took
Couldn't
me
let a
like 2 days to
handyman.
do because I didn't know what I was doing. So I ordered the parts step by step, did it. It worked.
Mhm.
Fast forward to July. So we got 5 months out of that fix. It starts
Okay.
because it was making like a thump 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 every time it was spinning. I can't deal with this anymore. This
Yep.
time it's making like like a hamster and a hamster and a hamster wheel running sound. So it's squeaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know what this is. It's probably one of the wheels again. So I look, one of the brand new wheels I put in was like fraying. So we cleaned up the drum, put it back together, working, no squeaking, perfect. We check the next. So that was Tuesday that I had ordered the part. It was coming in. I was going to fix it that afternoon. I fixed it. I put it together, put it back up. We washed, dried clothes. Wonderful, loving life. We
Oh
check
my
Wednesday.
God.
Clothes didn't dry. They just spun for an hour and a half.
Oh, that's what happened
The
to us.
the heating element busted.
Mm.
And I was like, let me see where I can fix it. I can't even find the heating element in the dryer. I'm following every diagram I can. I can't find this heating element. So, I'm like, you know what? We're done. We were looking at getting a new washer dryer anyway. I can't,
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend the money right now, especially because literally the day it started squeaking was the day after what the unit we just bought when it was on sale for, uh, you can't make it up. So I was like, I put them both on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I sold the washing machine in 12 hours. I
Yeah.
still, I still have a dryer on there that doesn't work, but I have it listed low. I said it just needs something, this needs to be replaced on it,
Yeah.
and I'll give you two extra wheels for it because I still have the two wheels. So in case the
Buy a
wheels,
dryer, get two wheels.
Yeah.
but I'm like, I can't,
The
this washer
fucking
dryer has
worst.
consumed my whole week, and then we've spent the rest of it like fixing the we have it in like a little closet area.
Yeah.
But now since the new unit is half the size, we had to like clean up the back part of it. So we painting, putting up molding, putting up like a thing to hide
Yeah.
the manifold back there. So literally, I think from Monday to Friday, if I got a total of 15 hours of sleep, that's a high
Oh
number.
my God.
Like it's
You're more committed than I am to a house being put together because my house is just slowly falling apart. I've
my
chosen sleep over it
washing
every single
machine,
time.
my
But you,
dishwasher had the audacity to start making some weird noise today. I went, you better fix yourself because I'm not dealing with this. I can't do this.
You,
I can't. It was just
you,
draining weird. I just vinegared and baking
I was
soda
gonna
and
say,
adding water to the drain. It's working
I
fine.
was gonna say, did you like take out the
The drain
filter
has been,
and
yeah, I
clean
was that
it and
if
just
it wasn't like I did that like 3 days ago, weirdly enough, I cleaned it. But I was like, if this don't work, I'm just leaving. I'm just
we'll buy a
leaving.
new house.
I'm just taking the house.
you
No, it's
sound
not
like
outside again.
Darren.
I can't. I was like, I can't do that this week. I need a week to come home from work and sit for 5 minutes. Like,
Yeah, and not have like a house appliance that needs to be repaired.
yeah. So my new one comes in. So luckily my parents live next door. So when we've
Yeah.
been trying to do laundry, we haven't been doing as much laundry, but like any day that I run, I'm like, we need to do laundry because these clothes stank.
Yeah.
This is the season.
Yeah, so I was doing laundry there, but it comes in on Tuesday, so we have no more. We did a load this morning, so I was like done until the new one comes in.
Did you get a front load? Wait, it's just the dryer, right?
We actually just purchased. It's an all-in-one, so it's
Oh,
one
you got
unit that
both. You got
washes
both.
and dries. So
In
Oh,
one
you
machine.
got that
in one
one?
machine. Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
That's
it's
cool.
got a heat. Jude said it's a heat pump in it, so it
Yeah.
doesn't need the dryer vent. So I closed off the dryer vent. I plugged up the gas line. So it takes like 3.5 hours to do it. So you're not gonna have a laundry day. You could do one load, but you could throw the load in the morning, and then 3.5 hours later, it's washed and dried.
I want to know
That
how
is
this works.
so cool.
Where's the
But
They're
that's
still
weird that
new.
there's no
They're
heat
still
pump.
new.
Where's
So
the
now
heat going?
That's
what
what
was
I'm
that?
saying. Like, even if there's a heat pump, the heat has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't need the dryer vent anymore. So
I don't know how that works.
You gotta let us know in a few weeks how you like it.
I'll let you know. I'll text y'all on Tuesday.
This
Let
turned
you know
into
how it
like an
goes.
HGTV
Oh, I'll send you videos.
podcast.
I'll do what we need to do. I'll send you videos. I'll show you us putting stuff in the washing machine, and then 3 hours later it'll be done.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Welcome to my smart house.
you know what I did do this week that I was proud of myself for?
What?
When I edited episodes 7 and 8, I did it. So normally I do like one episode a week as I edit them, and then I'm like posting them on the weekend when I remember. I edited both 7 and 8 and scheduled them to post. So they
Shut
automatically,
up.
yep. I was very proud of myself. So I scheduled them for like Sunday mornings at 4 a.m. That way, if anybody out there wants to listen during their Sunday
Hear
long,
that, folks? Sunday mornings, 4 a.m.
I
maybe
love it
Be
because
the
maybe I
first
should.
one to listen.
John
Message
will
us. Let us
text
know
me.
you were on at 4.
John texts me every
I think
time he
that goes out for
listens.
you, John.
John actually texted me today and was like, "You guys kept me company while I mowed the lawn."
Aw, because
And
Jen does the same thing. I'll get like a snap because she likes to watch. I think Jen is the whole reason I put the episodes on YouTube. She might be the only person watching them there. Uh, but she'll send me a snap of like the three of us on her iPad as she cleans her kitchen once a week. And I'm always like,
I'm not gonna lie, I listen. Sometimes I forget what we talk about, so I'll listen while I'm like in the car. One day, Caroline was like, "Mommy, is that you?" Because
On
it's
the
like the
radio.
picture on the screen.
oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Somebody should be checking me.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but how did training go, Mike? Did you get any training done? Or was it
Yes, I
just,
met with Kelly on Tuesday, and we
oh
did
wait,
speed
what day
together.
is it? What day is it?
We're on Sunday.
Sunday night, guys, but ignore us when we don't talk about this weekend's long run. We're segmenting,
Right,
so you have
Yeah.
content for
right,
next week.
If we talk about it now, what are we gonna talk about next week? Come on, we need people to
right.
come
I
back.
have to write. I'd have to write week, 12/11. Who could do that?
Yeah, that would be
Much
confusing
easier.
though.
Much easier if we ignore this morning. Like yesterday, if we did it. I don't know.
Um,
Right.
I will say I feel like I started this week off so good. Like Monday, I did strength training and mobility. Tuesday, I got up and I went to the track. Wednesday, I was like, okay, Wednesday rest day because I ran 12 and then I strength trained and then I ran 6 and I was feeling good about it. I will say the track on Tuesday morning, so we did 8 by 600. The plan was for warm up 8 by 600 and then 4 by 200 at like you want to die speed.
Mhm.
And I had to
I
cut
didn't want to
half
die,
of the
but
two hundreds because I just ran out of time. And
yeah.
Right. I
yeah,
remember. I remember now.
but
I
I
will
was happy
say,
with it otherwise.
I ran at that pace. I did want to die. So
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did bully Mike as we left the track, or as I left the track
because I
because
ran too fast, and I was like, I need to catch up. She's like, don't slow down. I'm like, okay, don't walk.
actually, okay, you're delusional because I did not say don't slow down. I said if
Don't
you're
walk.
running hard enough that you have to walk, you're running too hard.
That's what I
Because a
said.
track workout, like you don't want to ever have to walk. Like it should be you're
Yeah.
jogging, you're cooling down. It's not like
You
I'm
want,
pushing
yeah,
myself. I mean, we're
Yeah.
still
should be
figuring out
I
pacing,
did
sustainable.
push very hard on that first 200, so
which is
I
fair.
did I did cool them down a little bit after.
Yeah, but it did get
Well,
so hot that morning.
yeah, I
Mhm.
did, that was Tuesday. I had a what did I have on Tuesday? This is the weirdest week of my life. I feel like I don't even know who I am. Um, Tuesday I had a tempo run and I got in trouble.
Oh
I got in
no.
trouble. I got in trouble during my tempo run by Coach Ken.
What'd you do?
So I was supposed to do 1 mile warm up, 4 miles. Just, just try to hear me out, guys. He said 1 mile warm up, 4 miles at or below marathon goal pace,
Mhm.
1 mile cool down, right?
Hmm.
So we were going. We were in like the second mile of the tempo. I noticed I was going a little bit faster than my marathon goal pace. And I said to him, and me and him have argued about it since. I said to him, I think I should slow down. And he was like, no, if you feel good, don't sell yourself short. Just keep going. So I was like, oh, okay, just keep going. So I just started running like off of feel,
Mhm.
and I
Makes sense.
ended up running way faster than marathon goal pace. And I thought he was behind me the entire time. So
You ditched him?
so when the tempo was over, I like turned to look and I was like, where the hell is this guy? And I turned back around, started running towards him, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, marathon goal pace. Like, you're not supposed to be negative splitting right now. Like, he's like, I stayed where you were supposed to be. I don't know what the hell you were doing. So I was like, all right, somehow 5 years into this, I'm still fucking this up, you
Oh,
know?
man.
So he
I will
was,
say, I saw that run on Strava and you had posted on Instagram that you were at Marathon Gold Place, and I was like, oh my God, she's flying.
yeah, that was not even close to marathon goal pace. And he was
I
like,
saw Katie and I was like, oh, she's Boston qualifying, even though she doesn't care.
it's like Ken's like, so are we BQing this year? I was like, there's no way I could even hold that for 8 miles. So there's no way I'm doing that for a marathon. I just, I didn't understand the assignment.
I ran
So
based on feeling.
yeah. And he was like, no, you have to stay at the same pace. I was like, okay, yeah, I should know this far in, but I still don't. So
Mhm.
I got in a little trouble with that one,
Fair, fair.
but it was all right. It was fine.
You
That was
survived.
Tuesday. And then Thursday, did I run again? I think I ran again Thursday, like 6 or 7 miles. I don't know. I have no idea what went on this week.
I
I
will
think
say,
I ran.
sorry, yeah,
No, go, go.
I was gonna say I cheated and I have my Strava sitting here.
Oh, you're so smart. I wonder what I did this week.
So
Um,
I wound up not running Thursday because the, the baby just has not slept well this week, so it was just like a hit or miss.
Mhm.
Um, and Wednesday night we had one of those nights where like he would not go back down for Dennis all night. It was mom only, so I just was up all night. So Thursday morning I was like, okay, I will run Thursday night. And Thursday night came and I went to bed at 7:30 the
Oh
second
oh
yeah.
I got
yeah,
him down.
right,
So I
right.
messaged you guys like, there's no way that I can stay awake long enough to record an episode right now. Like I am dying. Good
Mhm.
night.
Yeah, it's rough. The no sleep thing is really rough.
Yeah, that's why, knock on wood, he went down at like 6:30 tonight and he hasn't gotten up yet. So I'm sure he'll wake up the second that I go back upstairs after
As
this.
soon as your ass hits the bed,
Oh yeah, he has very good timing.
you'll wake up. How it goes. It's like they know. They're like, oh my God, mommy is still.
He wants to rest too.
Yeah.
Um, So I wound up running Friday night. As soon as he went down, I was like, okay, let me go out because I didn't run Thursday and I just
Mhm.
did 3 miles Friday night because I didn't want to go because I wasn't sure if I was going to run long run Saturday or Sunday. Like I kind of tend to do it based off when the timing works for me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, so I just did 3 miles Friday night. Uh, It was a really nice run. It wasn't too hot, which was good. I will say when I left for work Friday morning, I was like, damn, it's nice out right now. I kind of regret not getting up.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Yeah, this Friday was gorgeous.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad at night. And
Okay.
I actually wound up like pushing the pace a little bit, so that was nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like I
Yeah. Because it was really nice in the morning. Afternoon, like by the time I got home from work, it was gross. But I remember Friday night being a nice. It
no,
was
it
really
was
nice.
really nice. And I ran like right as the sun set, which is always nice. So it
Yeah.
was good.
I saw that
Yeah.
picture you posted. I was like, dang,
Yeah.
you know what it looks like out there?
Yeah. No, it was
I'm
a nice
so
night.
confused.
And then I ran Saturday morning too because my whole thing was I wanted to total. I've been trying to like up my mileage by like 10% a week.
Okay.
So I wanted to at least match last week, but preferably go a little bit higher than it. So on Saturday when I got up, um, the baby went down for a nap like an hour and a half, like an hour and a half later. So
Mhm.
as soon as he went down for the nap, I was like, I'm just gonna pop outside. It's still early enough. Um, I said to Den, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna run 12 right now. I think I'm just gonna run like 5 or 6. And um, after 5, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, Kel. I know what you're going through. It's like the lack of like normal routine. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It really is. I give you credit. You're like handling it really well. I should have been in a padded wall, like a padded room when I was going through that shit.
I mean, you still showed up for weekend runs, so you had that going for you.
I did, but like, was that normal? Like, I think back on it and I'm like, dude, I wouldn't go to bed till 3
I
and
remember.
I'd get up to run at
I
4:30.
don't know how. I'm not that committed. I've definitely said to Dennis like 4 times this weekend, like, why did I decide to sign up for a marathon this fall?
It's hard. It's so hard.
Like I'm already like
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna focus on half marathons next year as much as I feel like
That's what I'm thinking for next year too,
it,
honestly. But
like this spring I really struggled with I had 2 half marathons that I signed up for that I just didn't do because I never was able to commit to the training. So I will say like the big benefit for me with Chicago was that with actually traveling somewhere and like having all this travel booked, it definitely puts more pressure on me. And plus this whole
Mhm.
thing
Of
of like us
course.
checking in has helped me so much to
Oh
be
yeah.
like, okay, there's something on the line here. Like as much as it's low stakes, it's still like has given me incentive to do it. And I do feel much more like myself when I have these running goals, if that makes sense. Like
Of course.
it's
Yes.
as much
And I
as
will say, no, go ahead, finish.
I'm just gonna say sometimes when I wake up and like I stress myself out a little, being like I feel guilty leaving to go for a run if the baby's awake. Basically, like I'm always trying to squeeze them in while he's sleeping, but I need that time for myself. Like it's just I struggle with it because I work full time during the week. So it's like I definitely have mom guilt with like I
Yeah.
hardly see him and now I'm gonna spend 2.5 hours going out for a run. And please stay asleep for these 2.5 hours.
I can't imagine what that's like because like I'm in a different position where I'm with them all the time. So like when it's time for me to run, I'm
Oh,
fucking leaving.
yeah. No, that makes sense
But
completely.
like, but I think it's so important for you too. Like the mom guilt thing is something you'll come to conquer in time.
Fingers
You
crossed.
will.
Yeah.
Because you're also going to teach him, like, as he grows. I know he's so little now, so he doesn't understand it. But, like, as he grows, he's going to see, like, that it's important that you take care of yourself. You're teaching him that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's rough, though. And I give you credit. I really do. Fucking sucks ass.
Yeah. No, it's totally fine that we live in a society that I have to go work 40
To
hours.
work.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look,
And
don't
then
get
you
me
have
wrong.
to. And then you have to feel bad about doing something that isn't work, but is like something you enjoy.
No, and
Hmm.
don't get me wrong. I really like my job. Like I feel very fortunate to have the job that I have, but it still is just hard to be away from him for so long, you know?
Yeah, I truly can't imagine.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, it's a lot. And I feel like we're all at a little bit of a tired point this week.
oh, absolutely. And I mean, it makes sense for where we are, like The
Yeah.
miles are going up. The runs are getting longer. I can't believe next weekend. I know I have 14 next weekend, and I'm like, wow, a half marathon.
I'm about to
Mhm.
check what I have. I don't even know. I'm scared.
Uh,
Um,
I was gonna say it before. I was like these check-ins that we're doing every week. It's also making me more mindful of my running too. Like I'm paying more attention to like how I'm feeling during it, if
Good.
that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
because you have to
yeah,
report on it, you know?
Yeah, because I got to tell you how I felt there, and
Yeah.
like I feel like
yeah.
before I started doing this, all of my runs were like, "Oh, I'm just going out for a run." It was how was it? It was a run. Like I ran. Like I was either tired or not tired at the end. That's how I quantified my runs. Is
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to like how I felt during, but like now I'm more mindful of what I'm doing, and I'm making sure that I'm doing it all right. And if I'm messing it up, I'm telling you I messed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's so much accountability this year.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's been, even if it's us and Jen and John listening to these every week, like it was worth it just to
Oh,
have
wait.
that accountability.
I have to say, my dear friend Michael in Idaho listens like every week.
Oh, there you go. So
And
two
like
people.
he won't even be like, I'm
Because
listening to
oh
the
yeah.
podcast. He'll just randomly start having a conversation with me about something we discussed. And I
I
was like,
love
wait a
that.
minute, what are we doing?
Oh,
It's so funny. Yeah, I just looked. I have 14 next weekend too.
okay.
All right. I feel like this is when I'm like, okay, not, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but like I'm so like I love torture. So even in the off season, I keep my mileage at like a certain level. Like through the winter, all year, I always run at least 6 miles every time I leave the house.
Oh
So
wow.
now, like building into this, the first few weeks didn't feel terribly hard for me because I'm so used to it. Like I'm just so used to being like, okay, I have to go run 7 miles.
Yeah.
But once you give me past the half marathon distance, I'm like, yeah.
Okay, guys, on that note, we're gonna be kicked out of the meeting.
Okay.
Oh.
I love you both. I'll talk to you during
Bye.
the week. I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. Get some sleep.
I look forward to
That's
it.
our sign off. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.